Hey there, besties! Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to continue the recap of the manhwa like husband like son. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy the video because it really helps our channel grow. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started.
Sophia kept a dark look, grinning evilly as she watched Hector's facial expression. Hector went into shock as he imagined his parents' reactions to Sophia's video. "You unfilial son, you've disappointed me and your grandmother," his father said angrily, scolding him. He imagined his mother strapping him to a chair, offering him a variety of women to choose from forcefully. "My dear Hector, let's do it one by one. They are all very fertile ladies. We'll marry whoever gives birth to a child first," his grandmother said. Hector collapsed on the floor, scared to death. "Sophia, what did you do to Hector?" Mary Jong asked her, barking. "I didn't do anything," she said, bewildered. "I merely scared him a bit," she thought softly. "You're so vicious. Do you think you're good by outnumbering us? I'll sue you. You're taking videos of other people's private lives and spreading them around. That's a crime. You'll go to jail," Mary Jong said, still held down by Sophia's bodyguards. "What? I took these videos? Don't spout nonsense. I'm a law-abiding citizen. It's probably someone else who did this. I hope you find evidence soon and catch the culprit," Sophia replied. "Sophia, you wench. Let me go," Mary Jong demanded, trying to free herself from the men's grip but to no avail. "Good, very good. That's the expression, the gaze, it's beautiful," Sophia said, holding her hands in front of her face like a camera. Mary Jong wore an angry look. "When you all kept hurting me, I had the same look in my eyes, the same feeling. Now do you feel what I felt then?" Sophia asked her with a smile. "Sophia, what do you want exactly? Do you really intend to destroy this home?" her father asked as he approached her. "Home? From the day you chased me out of the Tang family, I had no more home," she said with a cold smile. "From the day my mother went missing and no one knew whether she was still alive, but you all were so vicious that you didn't care. I had no more relatives," Sophia said, her voice filled with anger. "You're right, I'm trying to destroy this icy cold cage. This hell that wasted my mother's youth and took her life away," she continued, pointing at her father. "Don't worry, I won't let anyone from the Tang family off," she vowed, scaring Mary Jong. "I want every one of you to pay for what you've done. I want all of you to have a taste of living hell," she told them, instilling fear in her relatives. "Sophia, the blood of the Tang family flows within you. Can you really bear to," her father began, but Sophia cut him off. "Jerry Tang, don't be hasty," she said. "These are just the appetizers. I'll serve you the main course in the future," she said, revealing her father's name as she turned her back on him. "Your days are still long. You must be strong," she added with a chilling smile. "Shania, Yo-Yo, let's go," she instructed her friends as they began to leave. "Okay," Shania said, smiling, but Sophia kept a serious look. Even though everything at the wedding was enough to humiliate the Tang family, she knew it did not pose a lethal blow to their business. To completely destroy the Tang family, we have to dig out everything unpresentable they've done over the years, Sophia thought. But she knew it was going to be a long process. "We cannot be hasty about it," she told herself. On their way out, they were blocked by some men approaching them. "We're from the procuratorate. Who's the person in charge of the Tang group?" they asked, showing their warrant. "I am," Jerry Tang said, raising his hand to signify he was the one. "We've received a report from the public that Tang Hospital has been selling fake contraband medicine for a very long time. Selling illegal organs for profit, which caused many medical issues. Please come with us for investigations," they said, causing him to feel a surge of fear. "What?" Jerry Tang said, surprised. Sophia did not utter a word, confused by the sudden arrest of her father. No, my friends from the procuratorate, you must be mistaken," he pleaded as he was taken away. "Sirs, someone must have tried to frame us. We've been earning money legally," Old Lady Tang begged, falling to her knees. "Please show mercy. Just name your condition. If it's something the Tang family can do, We'll definitely do it, she continued, still pleading as they led him away. Suddenly, another set of police arrived at the scene. We're the police. Who's Mary Jong? An officer asked. I am, Mary Jong stuttered in fear. We've received a report that you're involved in a murder case. Please come to the station with us to assist with the investigation, the police officer told her. Murder case? Could it be that they know about the killing of Sophia's mother? She thought, tense, before she was handcuffed. I didn't. You've got the wrong person. I didn't do it, she pleaded. Wow, this is impressive, Shania said, still in awe. Could this be done by Marco? Sophia thought, still a bit shocked herself. Jerry, Mary, Sophia's grandmother said softly before collapsing and fainting in the process. Grandmother, they all called out. Grandma, Dad, Mum. Sarah called to them as they were being led away by the authorities. All gone, it's all gone, she thought, looking scared. It's all because of this woman. She destroyed everything that I had. I hate her. Sarah thought scornfully as she looked at Sophia with hatred. Sophia, I'll kill you today. Sarah shouted. Sarah Tang, instead of killing me, your groom is still waiting for you to explain to him who the child in your tummy belongs to, Sophia told Sarah, fixing her gaze on the quiet Wayne. Sarah was startled immediately. Wayne. This is your child, of course. Sophia is framing me with those videos and photos. She's trying to split us up. You saw it yourself, the whole Tang family has fallen under her plot, Sarah said, running towards Wayne, pleading. She got a hold of his hand. Wayne, I love you and want to be with you my whole life. How could I be pregnant with someone else's child? She told him calmly. You cheap woman. How dare you make a fool of me in front of so many people? What do you take me for? A pig? He said, hitting her hand away from his. Sarah fell, hitting her stomach hard on the floor. She felt pain coursing through her stomach as she clutched it in agony. Sarah felt intense pain. Ah! My tummy, child, our child. Wayne, don't go away, Wayne. My tummy, our child, Wayne, she called out in pain, holding out her hand to him. But he walked away in anger, not answering her. Please, save me and the child, please, Sarah begged the people who had come for her wedding. They all stood silently, thinking she was pretending. Sophia observed her stepsister in pain, feeling moved. Hey! What are you doing? Shania asked her. Her unborn child is innocent, Sophia said softly. Did you really think that Sarah Tang will give birth to the child? Shania asked, making Sophia realize Sarah's true intent. Shania is right. I'm too naive, Sophia thought with a cold look. Shania, Yo-Yo, let's go, she said finally to her friends. Sophia, you're so cool today, Yo-Yo said happily. Today is the best day of my life, Shania said excitedly. Of course, Sophia said happily. Back at home, Sophia approached Marco Jen. Mrs. Jen, your performance has nothing to write home about, Marco told her, his arms folded, causing her to flinch. I was obviously very domineering and very arrogant today, she protested angrily. But I have to thank Mr. Jen for all of this, she said calmly to him. Oh, thank me for what? He asked, pretending not to know what she meant. Thank you for your help right from the start, she told him. You were the one who made Roro call me and make me go to the boutique to buy clothes, weren't you? She asked him. You sent someone to follow Hector and Sarah, and you knew they were at the mall. That's why you planned for me to meet them coincidentally, Sophia said, revealing Marco's involvement in her plan. The stranger's note that Yo-Yo received was from your subordinate too, she added. Am I very smart? Praise me, Sophia told him, full of pride in herself. Marco stood there, his arms still folded, looking at her calmly. Looks like the nourishment soup was not a waste. Mrs. Jen is a little smarter now, he told her coldly, his words piercing her heart instantly. But it was a coincidence that you met Hector. After all, he's not that close to you and I couldn't be brothers to deal with him, Marco said. I see, Sophia commented. However, your argument with Hector would have caused you to miss out on discovering Sarah's secret. That's why I ordered someone to pass you the note quickly, Marco explained. You're the one who reported Jerry Tang and Mary Jong, aren't you? She asked calmly. Yes, I knew that Mrs. Jen was too soft-hearted. That's why I did you a little favor, he told her with a smirk. You're so bad, how cruel. No wonder there are rumors of Master Jen being cold, merciless, and forceful. So, it's not a groundless rumor, she said in disbelief, holding her mouth. But you like it, don't you? He asked, leaning closer to her. What a super narcissist, she exclaimed, turning her back on him. But Mrs. Jen likes it, doesn't she? He said softly, leaning toward her face from behind, causing Sophia to blush. She couldn't utter a word. Just humiliating the enemies is not a wise move, as this will only make them hate you more, he said, lecturing her as she listened keenly. The smartest way to handle this is to grab hold of their weak spots and torment them viciously. Break off their poisonous fangs one by one so they'll be scared just by the thought of you. This way, even if they have a chance to take revenge in the future, they would have lost the weapon and capability to hurt you, he said, facing Sophia. Looks like Mrs. Jen has much to learn, he added, watching her facial expression. Mr. Jen, has anyone ever said you're very scheming? She uttered in shock. He said, pausing for a moment before letting out a satisfied grin. Loads, he told her. Over dinner, little Romeo asked Sophia if she would go with him to the school's parents-child sports meet. Sure, since it's a parents-child sports meet. I'll be there with your daddy then, she told him softly. He won't go, little Romeo scoffed, referring to his father. That's why I always take a leave of absence whenever there's a school event, he said. But it's different now since I have you. That's why I have to take part this time. He added happily. Romeo, your daddy loves you a lot deep in his heart. It's just that his way of showing it is different from the daddies of other families, she said, trying to defend Marco Jen. Marco suddenly let out a cough, signifying his presence at the dining table, causing her to stop talking. Sweetie, ignore him. Let's go, just the two of us, little Romeo said to her. Don't worry, I'll work very hard when the time comes. This way, we'll get first place even without Daddy, he told Sophia confidently. Okay, just the two of us then. We'll work hard together then, but it's not important whether we get first place. The important thing is for you to enjoy yourself, she said, holding his hand. Yay! Sweetie is the best. I love you the most, little Romeo said, kissing her on the cheek. Sophia watched Marco as he drank his tea, looking absent-minded and not concerned about them. Later that night, Marco's phone rang, and he picked it up. Mother? He said. Hello, Marco, you'll be back with Romeo this weekend, won't you? She asked softly. We'll come over if we have no other plans, he replied. No, you have to cancel all other appointments and come over, she shouted, causing him to pull the phone away from his ear. Do you remember Yuki Bai? She'll be here this weekend too. You haven't seen each other for many years. You used to play with her and Matthew all the time. You were so close. Do you know she's very beautiful now? And she's still single. Oh, what a nice girl. You have to come over this weekend, do you hear me? His mom instructed. Marco Jen rubbed his head, feigning tiredness. Okay, are you done? I still need to work, he said to her. Don't stand me up on that day. I'm warning you, his mom threatened before hanging up the call. Yuki Bai, you're just in time, he thought, grinning. Suddenly, there was a knock at his door. Come in, he said. It was Sophia. Mr. Jen, she said, smiling, before getting closer to him and sitting on his lap. How rare for Mrs. Jen to take the initiative, Marco told her, suspecting her motive. Will you go to the parents and child sports meet organized by Romeo's school next week? She asked softly. Did he ask you to come persuade me? He asked her, to which she replied no. But he really wished that you could participate with him, Sophia told him. Oh, are you a parasite living in Romeo's stomach? He said, causing her to become upset. Can you talk nicely? She demanded. Marco pushed her away from him. I'm very busy next week. The parents and child sports meet is a full-day event. I don't have that much time, he told her, walking away. You can squeeze some time out, just half a day. Roro's very pitiful, she said calmly. Marco noticed little Romeo eavesdropping on their conversation. Young Master Jen, when did you learn to eavesdrop? He asked, startling him. Roro, Sophia called out before he showed up. I'm not interested in what you have to say, little Romeo exclaimed. I'm just worried that you might bully, sweetie, that's why I was hiding outside, little Romeo said rudely to his father. Is that so? Mrs. Jen, you can go back to the room first. I have something to talk to young Master Jen about, he said to Sophia. Okay, Sophia said, a little bit surprised. She left the room, gently closing the door behind her. Is he going to scold Roro again? She thought, leaning her ear against the door to hear their conversation. Grandma misses you a lot. We'll go back for a meal this weekend, Marco told little Romeo. Great, I can see Grandma again, he said excitedly. Marco's parents, Sophia thought upon hearing the news from her eavesdrop. Marco will always bring Roro back for a couple of days every weekend. But he has never said he'll bring me, she thought. Actually, I know that Marco is doing that to protect me. After all, I have a complicated past. The Jen family will never allow a woman who had given birth to another man's child to marry into the family, Sophia thought, her facial expression turning sad. Don't be sad, Sophia, the life you have now is the best days of your life. You have to cherish the present, she thought, consoling herself with a smile as she walked away from the hall. Unbeknownst to her, little Romeo saw her through the door's little opening. Sweetie is gone. Bastard daddy, what do you want to keep from Sweetie? Little Romeo asked, closing the door. Do you want Sweetie to take part in the parents and child sports meet with you? Marco asked his son, his arms folded and he looked serious. Of course. Do you even need to ask? Romeo said to him. But once Sweetie's relationship with you is exposed, there will be many people who would want to hurt her and you'll not be able to protect her alone, Marco told little Romeo. Nonsense. I'm not afraid of anyone. Whoever bullies my Sweetie will get my... Little Romeo was saying before he was abruptly cut short by his father. For example, your uncle, Matthew Jen, he told him, causing Romeo to be stunned and silent. Come here, Marco said, signaling to his son to come see something on his computer. As he viewed it, he was shocked. This is, he said, unable to complete his statement. If you really want to protect Sweetie, you'll have to put up an act with me, a real act. It's much more complicated than the call last time and you cannot fail, Marco said with a stern look. This might be a little difficult for a 5-year-old, but... Marco was about to complete his statement but was cut off by his son. I'm not little. I'm a man who wants to protect Sweetie. No difficulty can faze me, he said with determination, his hand against his chest. Good, listen carefully, Marco told him before revealing his plot to his son. The next morning, Sophia and Marco stood, as she helped him knot his tie. I plan to take half a day off today to go to the police station and ask Mary Jong about what happened 5 years ago, Sophia told Marco. Go ahead. I'll send some bodyguards to accompany you, he offered. There's no need for that, Sophia exclaimed with a serious expression. It would be too conspicuous to have a few bodyguards in black trailing behind me on the streets. It's embarrassing. Even though I brought a lot of people when disrupting Sarah's wedding, that's totally different, she thought, imagining a group of bodyguards following her. Don't worry, you won't even notice they're there, Marco assured her. Okay then, Sophia replied with a sigh of relief. At the police station, Wayne and Sarah walked in together. I'm going to confirm it once more before we go in, Wayne told her in a harsh tone. I guarantee it. If you help me bail my mother out, I will sign the divorce papers immediately, Sarah assured him. Good. Sarah Tang, remember this, if not for the fact that you refuse to sign the divorce papers, I really don't want to see your face again, he told her scornfully. Wayne, she called out to him sadly. Sophia, Wayne said upon seeing her, both flinching upon seeing each other. Why would I meet them here? Ah, Sarah is trying to bail Mary Jong out, she thought almost immediately. No, I have to meet Mary before that happens, Sophia thought to herself. Sophia, I was preparing to go look for you later. You deliberately made me marry this woman, Sarah. Then you came and destroyed my wedding, Wayne said to her angrily. And 5 years ago, too, why are you doing this to me? Wayne questioned her, seeking answers. Why did I destroy your wedding? You'll have to ask your demure wife. Ask her what she did to me, Sophia told him, causing Sarah to be shocked at her accusation. Wayne, don't listen to her. Sophia, you've already caused the Tang family to reach this stage. Are you going to continue to slander me? Sarah said angrily. Whether it's slander or not, you and your mother know very well. Why don't we go in and ask your benevolent old mother now? Sophia said coldly. Sophia, you wench. Try saying that again. You don't have so many bodyguards with you this time, Sarah said with an angry look. What? Benevolent old mother is a commendatory term, isn't it? Sophia said with a curious look. Try mocking me again, Sarah said angrily, drawing out a knife. She dashed towards Sophia but ended up stabbing Wayne in the process. Ah! Wayne, Sarah thought, looking scared, realizing what she had done. Ah! A murder. Someone murdered someone in front of a police station. A bystander shouted, shocking other bystanders. Someone go in and get the police here, another said, drawing Sarah's attention. Sarah looked at her hands stained with blood with a tensed look. I cannot go to jail. I'd rather die than go to jail, she said with determination before running away, pushing off people. Wayne, you! Sophia exclaimed, looking at him on the floor, stabbed. I don't know why I leapt in front either, he said with the knife still tucked in his body. Sophia observed the wound closely. Good thing it's not a deep stab. I'll get an ambulance for you, she said with a sigh, making an emergency call. Wayne held her hand. Can't you accompany me to the hospital? I got injured because I was trying to protect you after all, he told her. My husband has arranged for bodyguards to protect me in secret. There was no need for you to block the attack, she said to him calmly. You are so heartless towards me. Fine, I'll take this blocking for nothing, he said sarcastically. The wedding that you destroyed when taking revenge on Sarah also affected me, an innocent person. You can accompany me to the hospital as a form of compensation, he said, begging her. Sophia was confused about what to do. Sorry, I sincerely apologize to you for what happened at the wedding, but I have something more important to do now, she said, fending off his hand. Wayne couldn't believe his eyes. Sophia walked into the police station, leaving Wayne to wait for the emergency response all by himself. Inside the police station, Mary Jong was told that someone was here to see her. Sophia, what are you doing here? Are you here to mock me? She asked. Mary Jong, you think too highly of yourself. I'd rather go back and watch a pointless drama than to see you, Sophia said, closing her eyes and smiling faintly. Wench, go back, I don't want to see you, Mary Jong said scornfully, trying to chase Sophia. Fine, if you don't want to know news about your daughter, I'll be going then, Sophia said with a grin, immediately upsetting her stepmother. What happened to Sarah? Mary said furiously, approaching the glass wall to get more information about her daughter. 5 years ago, what did you do to me? Sophia asked her with a serious look, terrifying Mary Jong. She knows that it had something to do with me? It's impossible, Mary Jong thought, sweating as she felt uncomfortable with Sophia's question. You were shameless and ran off with another man, and you have the cheek to ask me now, Mary said, folding her arms as she turned her back to Sophia. I'm fine, Mrs. Tang. You can remain tight-lipped for now. After all, you don't care about Sarah's life at all, Sophia told her. What did you do to her? Mary said, astonished. I'm going to ask you again, what exactly happened 5 years ago? Sophia asked her, this time with a more serious look. Little wench. Could she have done something to Sarah while I'm not around? Looks like I cannot escape this today, but I can push the responsibility to that old woman, Mary Jong thought. Fine, I'll tell you, she said. It's all because of your grandmother. She sold you to a family that could not have their own child as a surrogate mother, she revealed. What did you say? Sarah said, looking perplexed. Sophia felt a pang of hurt upon learning that she had been sold as a surrogate mother. She instinctively clutched her chest in pain. Mary Jong disclosed that the old lady Tang had seen an advertisement on the streets. It stated that the wife of a wealthy man in Hong Kong was unable to conceive, offering 3 million for a surrogate mother. The old woman believed that since the Tang family had supported Sophia for so many years, it was time for her to contribute. Mary Jong revealed these details absent-mindedly, causing Sophia's expression to shift to sadness. Recalling the moment, Sophia noted that 2 words echoed sharply in her mind, accompanying the pain she felt. Mary Jong concluded her revelation by stating that she had no further information. Then, "Where's my child?" Sophia demanded, her hand hitting the glass blockage, causing Mary Jong to tense. "How would I know where your child is?" Mary responded. "Think about it. You're giving birth to a son for another family. The sperm is from them. Why would they leave the son for you?" She questioned Sophia. "Then who was the one that bought me as the surrogate mother?" Sophia asked. "I know even less about that. This matter was settled by that old woman from start to finish. I only heard about it afterwards," Mary explained, feeling nonchalant. "You're denying everything when we're talking about the critical part," Sophia thought, still not satisfied with the information she had gathered. "Okay, I've told you everything you want to know. Now, can you tell me what happened to Sarah?" Mary Jong demanded. "Tell me first, where is my mother? Is she alive? And were you and grandmother involved in what happened to my mother?" Sophia asked, leaving Mary stunned. "What nonsense are you spouting about? Your mother was tired of living and drowned herself in the river. What has that got to do with me?" Mary retorted. "Sophia, I'm warning you, stop placing all your blame on me." "I haven't done anything," Mary said angrily, pointing at Sophia, sweat trickling down her face. "Don't panic, this woman doesn't know anything yet. Otherwise, she wouldn't have come to ask me. Besides, that woman has been dead for so many years, and her body is nowhere to be found. As long as I don't tell, who would know?" Mary Jong thought, beads of sweat forming on her face. "Since what happened to my mother has nothing to do with you, then why are you so agitated? What are you afraid of?" Sophia asked, observing her nervousness. "Which eye of yours saw that I am agitated, that I'm scared?" "I'm only reminding you not to slander people," Mary said weakly, feeling perplexed. "Mary Jong, you better pray that you'll never let the cat out of the bag. Otherwise, if I find out that my mother's disappearance had something to do with you, then I will make sure your life is worse than death," Sophia said, making a promise. "Okay, I've told you everything you wanted to know. Now, can you tell me what happened to Sarah?" Mary asked, her hand slamming against the wall with a disgusted look. "Even though I'm still detained now, I'll be able to get out in 2 days' time. As long as Sarah has the child in her tummy, there will be a chance to come back," Mary Jong thought to herself, smiling inwardly. Sophia smiled slightly. "Congratulations, your daughter might not be able to keep her baby and she's wanted now," she said, folding her hands with a stern gaze at her stepmother. "What? What are you talking about?" Mary Jong asked. "Your daughter tried to kill me, but she was unlucky and killed her new husband, Wayne Luo, instead. She's now on the run," Sophia told her. "Impossible, impossible, you're lying," Mary Jong exclaimed, holding her head, unable to believe what she just heard. "Sarah needs your help so much now. Too bad that the earliest time you can come out is 2 days later. These 2 days should be extremely long for you, isn't it?" Sophia asked her. "Sophia, it's all your fault. My Sarah," Mary Jong shouted, blaming Sophia. Sophia walked out of the police station slowly. "What's going on? I've been feeling very giddy since just now. I've been barely hanging on when confronting Mary Jong," she thought, holding onto the wall for support as she felt weak. "Mary is very cunning. She's only telling me half-truths. The loopholes are too big. I could see through them," she thought, pondering over what Mary Jong had told her. "The Luo family is wealthy and reputable. Grandmother could hardly wait for me to marry Wayne Luo. It's impossible for her to interfere with it," she thought. But Sarah loves Wayne Luo a lot. Selling me would not only make them a lot of money but also make Wayne give up. Then Sarah would have the opportunity to marry Wayne. Marry Jong, that's a good plan you have. Too bad whatever you're trying to mislead me with has been seen through by me, she thought. Next up, she was thinking, gazing at the road before everything began to go blurry. Sophia started losing grip of herself, falling. Sophia? Marco said, rushing towards her and catching her before she fell. Sophia opened her eyes softly. She remembered a glimpse of her lost memories. She recalled being held down by an unknown woman on a bed against her wishes. The woman told her she was just a surrogate tool, and she had to give birth to the child if she wanted her to spare her life. If you keep thinking of escaping, then you can forget about seeing your family again, the woman said sternly before letting go of her, leaving her alone. No, don't lock me up in the dark room, Sophia begged, her hands tied behind her back. No, I don't want to give birth to a child, she screamed, though she was already heavily pregnant.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. If you enjoyed what you watched, please consider liking, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. Your comments mean the world to us and help us improve. The next episode promises even more excitement and unexpected twists, so stay tuned as we embark on this thrilling journey together. Keep the anticipation alive, and we'll catch you in the next episode.